The mental model that I grew up with was that mental health was for soft people. And here's when I first learned the model and the mental toughness myths. I'm in 7th grade, driving to the dentist, going to get my first cavity filled ever. And my dad looks at me and turns to me and says, Hans, you're going to get Novocaine. And I said, well, am I supposed to? And he says, well, you know what? If you were tough like me, you won't. So I marched into that dentist's office. I sat in the chair and the dentist said, you want Novocaine? I said, no. He said, why not? Because I'll be soft. I can handle the pain. I came out of the dentist's office. My dad says, why is your lip not numb? And I said, because I didn't get Novocaine. He said, why'd you do that? And I said, because you told me I'd be soft. He said, oh, I was just joking. He wasn't joking. Now, this is the same man who told me that I should see everyone as God's precious child. He taught that at every children's sermon that he ever did, that everybody's one of God's kids. And every kid that you coach, I don't care what your belief system is one of God's kids. You have a tremendous responsibility to shape young men and young women in how you handle these topics. Go ahead, change it to the next one. This slide is why I'm willing to make myself uncomfortable. I know that for those people up there, I needed to change the pattern. Go ahead and play the video. It was about 8 years ago, my friend Chrissy Ginther badgered me every day at the bus stop to become the hockey development coordinator at my son's association. I did it. And I didn't realize until I was done that I was doing it to make the game better for my kid. And those kids up there. Those kids are important to me. I did it because I wanted to change the pattern. I didn't want to tell my son, you'll be soft if you get Novocaine. That's why I'm willing to tell you this story. Now, there's some people in here who have heard this story before, but I don't mind repeating it. And here's the deal. This is the part where I'm worried about being judged. I was riding my bike home from Lifetime Fitness, trying to get home in record time. In a record I'd report to nobody. There's a guy on the sidewalk. It's a busy street. He won't move. He can't hear me to move. So I do the only thing I can to keep that record going. I was making great time. I was going to bust that record. So I jump off the curb, and I think I can get back on the street or on the sidewalk by the next intersection. I'm wrong. I jump the curb, hit a loose piece of asphalt, get launched into the air, my handlebars spin, jam into my groin. I lay on the ground waiting for that feeling to go away that you get when you get hit there. Doesn't go away. Pull my hand down my pants. Pull my hand out, it's covered in blood. I earned a new nickname with my son, Hobie, and his friends in the neighborhood. Hans Busted Balls. I ended up being at North Memorial. I had to have surgery, stay overnight. They told me the cut was so big that they were worried that it was going to get infected. It was terrible. I heal up just fine, physically. 6 months later, I'm laying on my couch, and I'm thinking to myself, in the middle of the night, 3:30 in the morning, I got to be okay with dying if I'm going to go back to sleep. Went 10 nights in a row with flashbacks to that in a car accident I had when I was 19, where I tried to set a record on Roller Coaster Road to impress my friends. I took a curve marked at 35 at 55. I went down a ditch, jumped it over a driveway, nose dived it, got out of the car. It was turned the other direction. The wheels were like this. I bit through my lip. And the sheriff told me, if you had not had a seatbelt on, you would have died. So I went to therapy because my wife back there said to me, you know what, if you don't have a head injury right now, you will soon because you're being such a pain in the I'm going to hit you with my cast iron frying pan. Don't think because of what you do that you're immune to some kind of mental health disorder. And I'm telling you this story because what I want to do is model for you what we need to do for our kids.